Hi, I'm Noah with Preferred Physical Therapy. Today we're doing a 10-minute workout. This one's for all ages that can join in. We're just gonna get the body moving, make sure we're contracting some muscles, getting some blood flowing. First we're gonna start off with some stretches here. So we're gonna get our arms in a T position, right here, keeping our feet together. We're just gonna work on some mobility, just twisting, nice and controlled, breathing through it. Trying to keep our hips facing forward if we can. Just moving at the torso. This is really good for opening up the thoracic area, so our body, our main torso. It's really good. Getting some mobilization in, being able to move around here. All right, good. So now we're gonna reach, one arm up, one arm down, getting our feet together. We're gonna reach to the side, trying to push our hip out completely in a straight line here. Just reaching down, feeling a stretch in our whole side. Really trying to correct our posture, loosen up some of the muscles that can get tight throughout the day while we're sitting. I'm gonna reach up with the other arm now, pushing the hip to the other side now. Reaching down as far as you can while we're reaching up. Making sure you breathe through this one. Good, we're gonna switch one more time. Really feeling the stretch in our side. Good, last side. Making sure you're staring straight forward. Trying to keep your chest back, just bending at the side of the torso. Good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down on one knee. You can put a towel under here, some sort of padding so it's not as hard on the ground. And we're gonna keep our abs tight, making sure that we're not overarching our back, keeping it nice and straight here, bending forward. It's really hard to keep the back straight, making sure you're not overarching your back. It's gonna be easier to get the stretch. You just go through here, letting that knee stay in the same position, stretching your hip flexor muscles that allow you to bring your knee up or bend your torso down. Breathing through, really let that leg drag behind. Good. Now we're going to switch legs. Going to go on to the other side here. Same thing. Making sure we're keeping the abs tight. Keeping the knee down, making sure we're not overarching, just leaning over, feeling this stretch right in the front of our hip. Breathing through. Just think of it as a really deep lunge. Keeping the knee right over the toe. Good. So now our last one, we're gonna go really wide here. If we can, we're gonna drop down, push our elbows against our knees, making sure we're opening up our hips, almost like you're training to do the splits. Just making sure you're opening up. We're gonna stand up, breathe, and we're gonna go down into it. I'll show you from the side. I'm gonna go down, toes pointed out, knees out, making sure we're dropping the hips through. You could do a little bit of a wiggle here, just making sure you're stretching the hips, not going too far into it. Now we're gonna go into our circuit exercise. We're gonna do 2 different rounds, doing a bunch of exercises. We're gonna take a break, grab some water, and then we're gonna jump back into it one more time. So what we're gonna do here is start off, feet just shoulder width apart. We're gonna kick out across our body, opposite arm, opposite leg. I like to call these Frankenstein kicks. You keep your shoulders up if you want. This is gonna work a little bit on the mobility of your hamstrings, but it's also helping work out the hip flexors we just stretched out as well. Making sure you have nice strong hips, nice mobile hips, able to keep yourself moving in every area of life. All right, almost done and good. So what we're gonna do now is get down into a push-up position. We're gonna do 2 jumping jacks. We're gonna step forward, swing one leg through, 2 jumping jacks, step forward, swing one leg through. This one's a little bit challenging to keep in mind and actually do, but definitely a fun one to get your heart rate up. Almost done with this one. And good. So now what we're gonna do is just do some normal squats, shoulder width apart, putting the toes out, knees going over, making sure you can either put your hands like this or straight out in front of you, just making sure you're creating somewhat of a balance so you don't fall backward. If you need to hold onto a table or have a chair right underneath you to guide you, that's perfectly fine. Think of it as your hips trying to find a chair, going back, going at your own pace, making sure you're working the quad muscles, keeping your chest nice and high. Good. We're gonna get down on the ground. These ones, they may look a little funny. They may not move very much. That's okay. We're working on hitting the back side of us. We're gonna lift up. This one's called the Superman. Gonna hold it for a few seconds, lifting your knees and your upper chest and your arms off the ground. Relax, making sure you're breathing through it. Come back up. Pretend like you're flying through the air. Gonna go down one more time. Hold it one more. And good. We're gonna come up. We got one more exercise here. We're gonna do some push-ups. You either do it on a table here, making sure your body's nice and straight up, making sure you're not overarching your back, keeping your hips away from the table, just pushing through. Another variation, making it a little bit harder, would be to go down your knees. Make sure you're keeping up, doing some consistent reps, going down, or you can do the actual push-up. You go all the way down, all the way up, making sure you're keeping good form. Do one more. Awesome. Now you've earned yourself a break. We're gonna grab some water, gonna catch our breath, make sure we're still staying up, not sitting down. Just trying to keep the blood flowing, keep our body warm, but also make sure you're hydrated and rested for the next round. We just got one more. Just a few more seconds. If you can keep up with any of these at all or do any of them, that's perfectly fine as long as you're getting the muscles contracting and keeping yourself moving. We're gonna get started now. Starting off shoulder width apart, kicking the legs out, doing some Frankenstein kicks. You can keep your arms straight in front of you if you like. Just trying to go opposite hand to opposite foot, trying to keep the leg as straight as possible. It's okay if you bend it a little. If you're not quite as flexible yet, you can even go lower. If you can't bring your legs as high, making sure you're going here. You could do it right in front of you. Walk around the house like this, do whatever you want. Just making sure you're getting the movement going. Almost done. Last one. Awesome. So we're gonna get down one more time. We're gonna get into our push-up position. We're gonna do the jumping jacks, step, swing your leg through, jumping jacks, step, swing your leg through and up, jumping jacks, step, swing your leg through. Go at your own pace here. This one's using your whole body. It's a little difficult, but it's pretty fun. It looks pretty goofy, that's okay. Do one more on each side. And good. We're gonna come up to our feet here. We're gonna do some squats now. Shoulder width apart, dropping down, 30 seconds. Just keeping nice and controlled reps. If you're gonna go down partial way, that's perfectly fine. Just making sure that you're shooting the hips back while you bend your knees. Going down, keeping the torso straight. Good. You keep going, do a few more. Almost there. Finish strong. Last one. Good. You're gonna drop down onto the ground one more time. Here. Gonna lift up our arms and our knees off the ground. Hold it. Should feel a squeeze in your glutes. Relax in your lower back. Go up again. Pretend like you're flying. Relax. Catch your breath. Jump right back into it. Just taking about a second or two between reps. We'll do one more. Up. Awesome. Now we're down here on the ground. If you can do a normal push-up. Awesome. We're gonna get into our push-ups. Going for 30 seconds. Try and do as many as we can at our own pace. Go on your knees if you want. Making sure your elbows aren't flaring out or staying in, but they're right in between. Good, or you could do it on a table too. Again, still keeping the same form as you would on the ground. Making sure you keep going at whatever pace is comfortable for you, but still challenging. And last one. Good. Now please rehydrate. Make sure you take a rest. Get your breath back. Did great today. Keep active and moving. We'll see you next time.